All right, we are on to 24-0058. This is Mr. Smith, direct staff to provide council with a presentation on the Flamingo Ditch with information related to flooding and drainage problems and possible improvements, large or small, that might be made through the Stormwater Enterprise Fund, grants, or bond revenues at the next or future meeting. Mr. Smith, if you'd like to introduce the topic, limiting discussion to that appropriate time.
I met recently with representatives of 6 neighborhood associations concerned with the street flooding associated with the Flamingo Ditch and rising water trapping them in their homes during hurricanes and other rain events. So I'm asking that the council direct staff to make a presentation on the problem and any possible solutions or improvements that might be made. I offer this as a motion to direct the staff to do that.
Okay, we'll take that as a motion. Do I have a second? Second. Okay, seconded by Ms. Frank. Any council discussion starting with Mr. Smith?
I think it's self-explanatory, so I'm going to pass on further discussion at the moment.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Frank.
Yes, I'm no stormwater engineer, and we've received significant communication on video and photos that show that there potentially is a significant issue. So I'd like to better understand some of the dynamics of what's going on, and would love to hear that presentation from staff.
Ms. Moore?
Thanks. Yeah, it's definitely an attention getter. I did some researching, just some minor digging around, and learned that the city doesn't own the Flamingo Ditch. And that was kind of surprising to me, but when I looked at the schematics and all the property lines and so forth, it's owned by a couple of condo associations and various individual property owners. So I'm very much interested to hear, what our engineering department could come up with some options and ideas, but bearing in mind, there's all talk about the enterprise fund of stormwater and so forth, but that's pretty much for city-owned property, not to go into private properties. So, I just think it's something for us to all consider as we go forward. It isn't, that the city's just been neglecting this little catch basin kind of a thing that keeps overflowing because it's not ours.
Vice Mayor Bolt.
Thank you. Yes, I did a few discrete inquiries myself and found that very same thing, that it's private property. But I know that the staff is very well prepared to get us an update, and I think it would be nice to get that, because to me it does seem to be a problem by the looks of it, but we may not have the ability to fix it too well. So I look forward to it.
Mr. Smith?
If I can, it is well known that the Flamingo Ditch is on private property. The problem is that it's backing up and flooding city streets and trapping city taxpayers in their homes. And we are responsible for stormwater drainage on city streets. Also, it's much bigger than just the Flamingo Ditch. The city is draining water from a large area toward and funneling water toward the Flamingo Ditch, which then overflows. And so one of the questions is whether there are other outlets and other ways that water can be directed other than to the ditch. And just because the ditch is on private property, and then it backs up and overflows. So there's a lot here for the staff to present. The staff has already prepared and did show on our GIS day a presentation on the flooding in that area. And I was hoping that they would present it. As I understand it, 10 years ago, the council had a project to repair this area and didn't go forward on it, possibly because of the expense of it. So the question is, if we can revisit that, what would it cost? Are there other alternatives to address the problem? So it's much more than just, is this on public property? Thank you.
Okay, and it looks like I'm last up, and I'll just say yes, I'm definitely eager. I support the idea of staff bringing us a presentation on this and eager to see what they have to say. So We will go ahead and move to an electronic vote. Madam Clerk, when you are ready, you can ready the electronic voting system. Council members, lock in your vote. And Madam Clerk, you can display and tally the vote. Okay, passes unanimously.